Wait, you fucking see my thing? I need to get a Red Bull rum. You see my screen? Yeah, type shit. Fucking banger, bro. Yeah. Okay, so might be a little small, yeah, but actually I could just send you the file like that. You download the file, put it into whatever fucking folder, right? And then you put the image in the same folder, right? So just like here, you know, I'll call it image.png or whatever. Yeah, you following? Now if you want to open CMD in this fucking thing, right? You can click on the file explorer thing, right? The path thing, and you just type CMD and it opens one in this like folder path already. And then if you already have Python installed, well, I'm just gonna assume you do. You can just clip this as yourself or watch it back. Now I'll just write Python and the name of my script, which is resize_image.py. Then my image name is image.png. I'm gonna crop it. You probably want to crop that like pre-crop the image down a little bit so that it's like you cut out the left top part. Yeah, that was like, it was really, it seems really like, oh, code, but it's really not that, like, sometimes for like super niche specific stuff, it's actually just faster just to write a mini script than, you know, to fucking hickle on yourself. And yeah, it'll work. There we go. Yeah, like I wrote that script in 15 seconds and it's perfect. I just need to like you see, it's probably better to pre-crop it, so it's like, I don't know. Something like that. It doesn't matter, any folder. You could just download the .py file that I sent you here. This one. Just click here, click download. I like to make a folder named scripts because it's like, you know, you could just keep it there then for if you need it sometime in the future, because they take up like no space. I love scripts. Great. This one is pretty good actually. Yeah. Last one is definitely better. I don't think you're gonna get it much better than that, bro, without losing an insane amount of quality or either cutting off cutting out half of the image. Doesn't matter what the name of your script is. You can name it whatever. It's like, this is the command. Yeah. That's how it works. It's pretty fucking simple. Make sure you run it in the same folder, CMD thing. Otherwise, like, the script will just look at like where the script is itself, pretty much, right? At like the root level. I don't want to be fucking around with file paths and like, oh, it's actually on this drive or whatever. It's too much fucking work. Yeah, it's really easiest if you just open it in like VS Code or some shit. Because then you can just click the play button on the top right and, you know, have Python was not found. You need to restart your PC, but I would not do that right now. Is the picture I sent you not good there? Yeah. The reason you need to, like, the reason why it's not like available now, kind of, is because the like all the commands and all that bullshit, like all the paths, they're cached at like runtime. Which means, you know, every boot, it fucking refreshes that pretty much. I don't get it. Oh. Oh yeah, it is definitely file size. Dude, That's what I fucking mean, bro. It's like shit just fucking crashes. It makes me so fucking manic. All good. I fixed. Like it's already a lot like less worse. Wait. Yeah, no, it's actually an issue. Wait, huh? Bro, if you knew the level of optimizations that I did, bro. It's, wait, 220 by, it's 50 kilobytes. It's 160 width and 220 height. But it also says no. Yeah, like I don't see why that wouldn't work. Maybe it's the file name because it had 2 dots in it. You know, some scripts of websites, they it's a PNG.
T.E. Lawrence, eponymously of Arabia, but very much an Englishman, favored pinching a burning match between his fingers to put it out. When asked
Bro,
by his colleague William Potter to reveal his trick,
look at the lost image.
Extinguished the flame without hurting himself whatsoever. Lawrence just smiled and said the trick, Potter, is not minding it hurts. The fire that danced at the end of that match was a gift from the Titan Prometheus. A gift that he stole from the gods, who were terrified what we might do with it were it to fall into our hairy little paws. When Prometheus was caught, brought to justice for his theft, the gods, you might say, they overreacted. The poor man was tied to a rock as an eagle ripped through his belly.
Bro, these are like, they are literally, the pictures are almost identical in terms, they are both 53 kilobytes and
All because he gave us fire. Our first true piece of technology. Fire. Such a very long time ago. Which begs the question. What have we done?
oh.
100,000 BC, stone tools. 4,000 BC, the wheel. 800 BC, sundial. 9th century AD, gunpowder. Bit of a game changer. 1441, printing press. Only slightly less than practical. 19th century, steam engine, railway, eureka.
Got the light bulb.
20th century, the automobile, television, nuclear weapons, spacecraft,
Hold on, bro,
internet.
you need to like fully take it in. Hold on, let me just restart it.
I am a law, only for my kind.
It's a social experiment. Yeah, I've never really pushed it that hard either. Like I usually had it as like a complimentary like bonus that, like, you know, you wouldn't really know until it was already, you know, too late. But I have gotten some super manic like fucking reactions because, like, well, I'm gonna get a Red Bull.
T.E. Lawrence, eponymously of Arabia, but very much an Englishman, favored pinching a burning match between his fingers to put it out. When asked by his colleague William Potter to reveal his trick, How is it he so effectively extinguished the flame without hurting himself whatsoever? Lawrence just smiled and said the trick, Potter, is not minding it hurts.
Hello, guys.
The fire that danced at the end of that match was a gift from the Titan Prometheus. A gift that he stole from the gods, who were terrified of what we might do with it were it to fall into our hairy little paws. When Prometheus was caught and brought to justice for his theft, the gods, you might say, they overreacted. The poor man was tied to a rock as an eagle ripped through his belly and ate his liver over and over, day after day, ad infinitum. All because he gave us fire, our first true piece of technology. Fire. Such a very long time ago. Which begs the question, what have we done with it? 100,000 BC, stone tools. 4,000 BC, the wheel. 800 BC, sundial. 9th century AD, gunpowder.
Bit of a game changer, that one.
1441, the printing press. Only slightly less impactful. 19th century, steam engine.
I actually have to get a lot of code done,
A light bulb.
so I might code a little bit before doing
The
it.
automobile, television, nuclear weapons, spacecraft, internet. 21st century, biotech, nanotech, fusion and fission and M theory, and that was just the first decade. We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023. At this moment in our civilization, we are on the verge of terraforming planets undiscovered just a decade ago. We have identified
I don't know what a field day is. I don't know what that means. I'm not American, bro.
A chain
We have broken.
effectively curing. We can create cybernetic individuals who, in just a few short years, will be completely indistinguishable from us. Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are the gods now. I haven't been struck down. Take that to mean I'm right. We wield incredible power. The power to transform, to destroy, and to create again. The question, of course, before us is what the hell are we supposed to do with this power? Or more importantly, one should ask, what are we allowed to do with this power? The answer to that, my friends,
Is nothing.
Rules, restrictions, laws, ethical guidelines, all but forbidding us from moving forward. Well, where were the ethics during the Arabian conflicts? Why are rules preventing us from feeding impoverished cultures? How is there a law that states if we build a man from wires and metal, a man who will never grow old, who will never feel the heat of a star or the cold of the moon, how is the creation of such an incredible individual considered unnatural? The answer to all these questions is simple. These rules exist because the people who created them were afraid of what would happen if they didn't. Well, I am not afraid. For those of you who know me, you will be aware by now that my ambition is unlimited. You know that I will settle for nothing short of greatness, or I will die trying. For those of you who do not, allow me to introduce myself. change the world.
I've watched this video probably over 600 times by now. Not enough though.
T.E. Lawrence, eponymously of Arabia, but very much an Englishman, favored pinching a burning match between his fingers to put it out. When asked by his colleague, William Potter, to reveal his trick, how is it he so effectively extinguished the flame without hurting himself whatsoever, Lawrence just smiled and said the trick, Potter, was not minding it hurts. The fire that danced at the end of that match was a gift from the Titan Prometheus, a gift that he stole from the gods, who were terrified what we might do with it were it to fall into our hairy little paws. When Prometheus was caught and brought to justice for his theft, the gods, well, you might say, they overreacted. The poor man was tied to a rock as an eagle ripped through his belly and ate his liver over and over, day after day, ad infinitum. All because he gave us fire, our first true piece of technology. Fire. Such a very long time ago. Which begs the question, what have we done with it? 100,000 BC, stone tools. 4,000 BC, the wheel. 800 BC, sundial. 9th century AD, gunpowder. Bit of a game changer, that. 1441, the printing press. Only slightly less impactful. 19th century, steam engine. Railway. Eureka, the light bulb. 20th century, the automobile, television, nuclear weapons, spacecraft, internet. 21st century, biotech, nanotech, fusion and fission and M theory, and that was just the first decade. We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023. At this moment in our civilization, we are on the verge of terraforming planets undiscovered just a decade ago. We have identified the genetic chain of events behind 98% of cancers. A chain we have broken, effectively cured. We can create cybernetic individuals who, in just a few short years, will be completely indistinguishable from us. Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are the gods now.
Guys like Peter, fucking real, bro. You have no idea, bro. I have no idea, bro. Peter Whalen, bro.
We wield incredible power.
what a
Power to
like
transform, to destroy, and to create again.
beyond an inspiration.
The question, of course, before us
Can
is
only
what the hell are we
dream
supposed to do
of.
with this power? Or more importantly, one should ask, what are we allowed to do with this power? The answer to that, my friends, is nothing.
I watch this every day.
Restrictions, laws, ethical guidelines, all but forbidding us from moving forward. Well, where were the ethics during the Arabian conflicts? Why are rules preventing us from feeding impoverished cultures?
This is the OG one, bro. Yeah, this came out in 2012, which it was actually a deleted scene from I believe it was Prometheus, because he makes a comment about God, and they deemed it too like like too much. And also like some other entry scenes of Prometheus hint at the engineers being God, and not God being God, I guess. And well,
T.E. Lawrence, eponymously of Arabia, but very much an Englishman, favored pinching a burning match between his fingers to put it out. When asked by his colleague William Potter to reveal his trick, how is it he so effectively extinguished the flame without hurting himself whatsoever, Lawrence just smiled and said, "The trick, Potter, is not minding it hurts." The fire that danced at the end of that match was a gift from the Titan Prometheus. A gift that he stole from the gods, who were terrified of what we might do with it were it to fall into our hairy little paws. When Prometheus was caught and brought to justice for his theft, the gods, you might say, they overreacted. The poor man was tied to a rock as an eagle ripped through his belly and ate his liver over and over, day after day, ad infinitum. All because he gave us fire, our first true piece of technology. Fire. Such a very long time ago.
I don't even know what this is really.
Which begs the question.
I found it super heat though.
What have we done with it? 100,000 BC, stone tools. 4,000 BC, the wheel. 800 BC,
Yeah, bro.
sundial. 9th century
Inspiration.
AD, gunpowder. Bit of a game changer. 1441, the printing press, only slightly less impactful. 19th century, steam engine, railway, eureka, the light bulb. 20th century, the automobile, television, nuclear weapons, spacecraft, internet. 21st century, biotech, nanotech, fusion and fission and M theory, and that was just the first decade. We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023. At this moment in our civilization, we are on the verge of terraforming planets undiscovered just a decade ago. We have identified the genetic chain of events behind 98% of cancers. A chain we have broken, effectively curing. We can create cybernetic individuals who, in just a few short years, will be completely indistinguishable from us. Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are gods now.
Yeah, they didn't like that comment.
I haven't been struck down. I'll take that to mean I'm right. We wield incredible power. The power to transform, to destroy, and to create again. The question, of course, before us is what the hell are we supposed to do with this power? But more importantly, one should ask, what are we allowed to do with this power? The answer to that, my friends, is nothing. Rules, restrictions, laws, ethical guidelines, all but forbidding us from moving forward. Well, where were the ethics during the Arabian conflicts? Why are rules preventing us from feeding impoverished cultures? How is there a law that states if we build a man from wires and metal, a man who will never grow old, who will never feel the heat of a star or the cold of the moon, how is the creation of such an incredible individual considered unnatural? The answer to all these questions is simple. These rules exist because the people who created them were afraid of what would happen if they didn't. Well, I am not afraid. For those of you who know me, you will be aware by now that my ambition is unlimited. You know that I will settle for nothing short of greatness, or I will die trying. For those of you who do not yet, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Peter Whalen. And if you'll indulge me, I'd like to change the world.
Here's a quick 15-minute corporate timeline, bro, of the
This
company.
report contains privileged information that is the property of Wayland-Yutani Corporation. Clearance level S2 and above only. Employees and contracted workers with clearance levels below S2 found in possession of this report can expect immediate termination and subsequent legal prosecution. The information within spans 3 centuries of Wayland-Yutani contact with non-human intelligence, focusing on the xenomorph XX121. Indicates confidential information that falls outside of your security clearance. Only by showing your worth to the Wayland-Yutani Corporation will this information become available. If you are viewing this report without level
Showing
S2
your
authorization,
worth
immediately
to the
discontinue and
Yutani.
contact corporate security. Welcome to the Wayland-Yutani corporate timeline. Herein you will find an overview of the company's vast history of innovation and achievements.
Just gonna write some
Please
Rust
be
in the
advised some
background.
content may be omitted due to order. October 1st, 1990, a maverick is born. Peter Whalen is born in Mumbai, India, to an Oxford-educated professor of comparative mythology and a self-taught engineer. 2004. Days after his 14th birthday, Peter Whalen is granted a method patent for a synthetic trachea constructed entirely of synthetically engineered stem cells. It is his 12th registered patent to date. 2012, Wayland Corporation is recognized as a legal entity and corporation under United States law and receives their certificate of incorporation from the Companies House in the United Kingdom. Due to the combined value of Sir Peter Wayland's various patents and patent pendings, the company incorporates with a higher fair market valuation than any other company in history. March 2015. Wayland Industries launches first industrialized space mission to install solar panels that align and move in Earth's orbital plane but at an axial tilt, imitating a perpetual summer solstice. The renewable energy gathered in the months following this expedition made Peter Wayland his first billionaire. June 2015. Following Wayland's success with solar panels, Wayland Industries receives funding from a trio of major venture capital firms. February 2016. Using a precursor to the atmospheric processor of his own invention, Peter Wayland is able to generate a localized synthetic atmosphere above the polar ice cap, effectively ending global warming. July 2016. At the age of 25, Sir Peter Wayland becomes one of the youngest people to ever achieve knighthood. 2017. Sir Peter Wayland is honored with the Nobel Prize in Science for his extraordinary atmospheric work over the polar ice cap. Using capital from his 2015 success, Wayland acquires copyrights to technology developed by NASA's innovative but poorly funded project Prometheus. With Wayland's significantly augmented funding for the project, GIMO became a reality and proves the existence of simple life in Europa's ocean. 2022. Scientists from the Health Division identified the genetic chain of events for 98% of cancers. Using genetically altered cells, as well as elements found beyond Earth's heavens, Wayland successfully deploys an effective cure for almost all cancers. February 2023. Sir Peter Wayland is awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his cancer cure. In a now legendary TED Talk, Sir Peter Wayland clarifies his vision for Wayland Industries, laying the groundwork for the next 50 years of building better worlds. August 20.
Building better worlds, bro.
Wayland Industries earns patent number 8,128,899 for method and apparatus for cybernetic individuals for use in scientific and industrial environments.
Yeah, that's where it's from.
May 2024. Wayland military
It's
engineers make the
it's an
first
Easter egg
improvements to
that
rifle
literally
since the
no one
19th
knows pretty much.
Tripling speed and doubling accuracy.
Cause it's such a niche, like.
Rifling pattern and twist rate remain classified. September 2024. Wayland Industries makes first foray into the luxury goods market with its holographic environment simulator. It is the first HES able to accurately recreate aesthetic, mood, and sounds of any place in the known world, as well as provide live video feed from any calibrated receiver. Wayland Industry introduces the first rifle able to track targets from over 500 clicks away, as well as determine the target's health, physique, and whether they can be locked down. 2025. David Wall. Wayland manufactures the first advanced Android prototype model of its kind.
I'm actually
His
wearing a
invention,
Wayland
called
Industries
David,
shirt right
Sir
now.
Peter Wayland had initially reserved for his own human son. March 2026. Wayland Industries earns patent number 9,158,239 for a chemical composition of classified properties, able to almost perfectly replicate the biological features and texture of human skin. June 2026. Wayland Industry earns patent number 10,445,075 for method and apparatus. This is for self-adjusting crosshairs that auto-cross image, paralysis effects, trajectory, etc., eliminating the need for spotters and mathematical formulas. September 2026. Wayland acquires the world's largest public biotech firm, significantly bolstering the company's biotech holdings. November 2026. Wayland privatizes NASA's famous Kepler mission, increasing its funding tenfold, and within the year discovers 6,546 more biocompatible planets. January 2028. David 2. Wayland makes significant adjustments to the David android prototype, facilitating David's first interaction with humans. This initial meeting is very promising. March 2028. Wayland Industries becomes the first company in history to achieve a market capitalization of $100 billion in 5 years. May 2028. Wayland Labs in San Francisco discover the body's ability to hypersleep. The complete cessation of life processes, which can be restarted when stasis is removed. The search for a practical application begins. August 2028. Wayland Industries earns patent number 11,200,000.
I know I'd like
for method and apparatus
every
for a
single
device that
detail and
capacity
niche
of
about
extraterrestrial
this franchise
planetary
that you could
environment to
possibly
support life.
imagine.
Effectively the first fully automated atmospheric processor.
By
This
far
fact is
one of my
expected to make our
favorites.
founder's famous boast a reality.
If
There
not
are
the
other worlds
favorites,
in this
actually.
world, and if there's no air to breathe, we will simply have to make it. September 2029. Europe's nuclear research cooperative CERN runs out of government funding. Wayland acquires the organization as well as their largest particle accelerator and other facilities. December 2029. After years of litigation, Wayland wins the David patent lawsuit against the Japanese startup Yutani Corporation, effectively protecting the investment of both Wayland Industries and its shareholders. 2030. Wayland Industries earns patent number 12,004,556 for method and apparatus for a device that can initiate, monitor, and terminate hypersleep. HC's revolutionized space travel, permitting increasingly longer, more advanced missions and enabling unprecedented discovery. 2031. Terraforming begins on Luna, with plans for multiple settlements. April 2032. Wayland acquires 4 of the largest existing defense conglomerates in the world. These major acquisitions significantly bolsters multinational defense, security, and aerospace technology holdings. May 2032. Wayland scientists discover the inverse relationship between velocity and the flow of time, making the long-sought-after concept of faster-than-light travel a reality. The search for practical application begins. 2033. Wayland's 1 millionth employee is hired. His name is Dr. Richard Prost, and he serves as Chief Statistician for the Electronics Division. 2034. Wayland Industries introduces the first
I want 1 million employees.
space exploration vehicle. The vehicle is named the Heliades. May 2035. The National Science Foundation lifts its restrictions on the commercial use of David androids. June 2035. David 3. After android regulations are lifted, the 3rd generation David is deployed internally in order to test human acceptance of cybernetic individuals. Results are encouraging. July 2035. Wayland Industries opens several new offices across the globe, expanding corporate presence to Greece, Antarctica, El Salvador, and South Africa, to name a few. 2036. Wayland Industries launches the Explorers Academy, an alternative graduate school for underprivileged college students interested in fields of biotech, nanotech, cybernetics, and terraforming. Top graduates of this program are offered positions at Wayland Industries. December 2037. Fortune 500 names Wayland Industries #1 on their list of 10 best companies to work for. At this time, the discovery of the outer veil is also achieved. Wayland astronomers note an area of space appearing very rich in minerals and other natural resources. Wayland is expected to travel there within a century. 2038. Wayland supports veterans. Wayland Industries becomes chief employer of Asian conflict veterans, supplying 35% with steady work. May 2039. Using the Wayland atmospheric processor, the first functional and breathable atmosphere is produced on planet GJ667cc, clearing the way for further terraforming activities on other planets. May 14, 2039, a milestone date in the company's history, marking the discovery of Archeron LV426. Wayland astronomers discover multiple moons and a ringed planet just outside the Zeta II Regula system, which are possibly able to support life. Wayland expects to travel there within the century. April 2042. David 4. David 4 becomes the first commercially available model of the David series. He is eventually expected to improve workflow and efficiency at offices and homes across the world. August 2042. Wayland Industries is awarded a government contract to build and maintain HD 85512B Class E correctional unit. Prisoners from Earth and other facilities are successfully relocated, and many have since been rehabilitated into society. November 2042. Wayland supports the future. Wayland Industries writes a $5 billion check to Little Explorers, a charity dedicated to the education of troubled middle school students interested in science and technology. 2051. Wayland Industries makes essential updates to on-planet transport. The new vehicle is capable of traversing any known terrain and has virtually no weight limit for cargo, passengers, and equipment. February 2052. Wayland Industries earns patent number 14,524,002 for method and apparatus for its first manned land vehicle capable of negotiating vertical surfaces. This technology permits Wayland scientists and terraforming teams to reach previously inaccessible destinations. July 2052. David 5.
It all makes
Wayland
sense
makes
now.
significant intellectual and emotional updates to the David android, further increasing human acceptance. August 2055. The National Association for Female Executives named Wayland Industries a top 50 company for executive women. 2056. Wayland Industries earns patent number 15,725,924 War for method and apparatus for mechanized exoskeleton.
Low key, I'd fuck her. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, just for the,
This becomes to be known as
you know, just for the love of the game.
2057.
You know.
Wayland Industries earns patent number 15,999,127 for method and apparatus for an injectable luxury pod able to sustain human life for up to 50 years. 2059.
Yeah, you know, like, it's at some point you get to a point where like you have to start doing like side quests and stuff. You know, like.
Environments. Apparatus mines surrounding air for flammable compounds, making it ultra lightweight as well as self-replenishing. 2060. Wayland Industries introduces the Broca dialectical implant, a revolutionary, game-changing language tool. It is the first ever to require no actual learning on the consumer's behalf. 2061. Wayland Industries earns patent number 16,572,092 for method and apparatus for the first fully automated diagnosis and surgical station, the MedPod 720i. 2062. David 6. A substantial leap forward in artificial persons technology, only 7% of humans can recognize the sixth generation of David as a cybernetic individual. 2063. Wayland Industries earns patent number 17,900,353 for method and apparatus for the spectrograph, an anti-gravity device that 3D live maps any foreign terrain, revolutionizing the pre-process of terraforming and developing new colonies. 2064. Significantly upgraded spacesuits include a variety of Wayland Academy features, such as Cadian exoskeletons, info display with mission details, vitals, environmental stats, and more. June 2065. Sir Peter Wayland Memorial Library is built in Washington, D.C. November 2065. As Wayland Industries expands their terraforming activities and colonial endeavors, the company is approached by the U.S. government to begin work on the formation of a colonial peacekeeping force trained or populated by Marines in the event of future conflict. 2066. As production costs for the David series decreases, Wayland Industries is increasingly able to extend those savings to everyday consumers, leading to the remarkable proliferation of the product. 2068. David 7. Wayland builds and successfully deploys thousands of 7th generation Davids into workplaces across the universe. Human acceptance of David 7 reaches an all-time high thanks to Wayland's highly classified emotional encoding technology. David 7 can accurately replicate most human emotions down to the tiniest nuance while consistently achieving all mission objectives. 2070. The Food and Drug Administration approves MedPod for at-home use. Since FDA approval, 12 have been produced with tens of thousands on back order. May 2071. Wayland Industries becomes worldwide Olympic partner and official cybernetics company of the Olympic movement through 2091. August 2071. Wayland Industries earns patent number 18,364,003 for method and apparatus for the synapse reestablisher, a device able to temporarily restart brain activity of deceased individuals. 2072. Wayland Industries consolidates all products
Shut the fuck up, bro.
into 7 verticals: health, transportation, energy, electronics, terraforming, security, and cybernetics. 2073. Based on recent classified findings by Wayland researchers, the company determines the exact coordinates of a new destination for the one-time pet project, Project Prometheus. A new round of investment is immediately opened and mission planning enters full swing. 2091. The Prometheus mission leaves for LV-223. 2093. Sir Peter Wayland dies on LV-233. 2094. Dr. Elizabeth Shaw transmits.
Oh.
2099. The Wayland Corporation absorbs cybernetic rival Yutani. Wayland Yutani Corporation opens with the largest share value ever recorded in the systems exchange. 2100. After years of preliminary planning, the United States Colonial Marine Corps is established. 2104. South Central North America form a financial collective, United Americans. Wayland Industries contract with crew of the USCSS Covenant, a vessel containing valuable human cargo for the purposes of colonization, is lost shortly after an atypical energy burst is reported. Retrieval of the vessel and cargo is deemed of the highest priority due to the significant costs associated with the mission and 2122. The first reported contact with Xenomorph XX-121. Contact reported on LV-426 and USCSS Nostromo. Warrant Officer Ellen Ripley is noted as the lone survivor of this encounter. Further notes on Ripley's deposition are available upon request. 2130. Co-founded by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, Gateway Station was constructed. 2137. As per company notes and recordings, civilian Amanda Ripley encounters a xenomorph at Sevastopol Station. 2157. Haley's Hope, a Weyland-Yutani terraforming colony, is established on LV-426. 2179. Third and fourth recorded contacts with xenomorph LV-426/USS Sulaco and Purina 161. 2202. United Americas, EU/UK, China, Hilalyo, and 4 independent core system colonies form the United Systems. 2219. The Jirian/Cadmos mission leaves for LV-223. Contact with Cadmos is terminated. 2226. The United Systems military is established. 2291. Weyland-Yutani colony at Uindi successfully sues for independence. 2293. A rival company, Brighton, markets an advanced, faster-than-light drive. Weyland-Yutani loses USM contract for MTL vessels. 2306. Artificial persons from the Alethea Collective are granted civil rights. All cybernetics divisions suffer under this financial loss. 2349. Megacorporations are banned. Weyland-Yutani loses final appeal to retain designation 3 years later. 2356. DNA samples from the xenomorph implanted human are rediscovered by the USM. Many years are dedicated to a cloning project proposing to replicate a viable xenomorph host specimen, with many early attempts too genetically unsound to survive, exhibiting catastrophic and unexpected mutations. 2376. The first Auton is manufactured, an android designed by androids. 2379. Following a violent uprising on Luna/AE, Autons are recalled and destroyed. 2381. The most recent recorded contact with the xenomorph aboard the USM Auriga. Further collation of data is currently in progress. Of this invaluable resource, what follows is a somewhat simplified overview of the xenomorph's life cycle. Variations from this cycle are addressed in other sections of Weyland-Yutani's files where applicable. For the purposes of this simplification, findings of the USCSS Prometheus have been omitted, and the details of Covenant transmission remain classified. First discovered by Executive Officer Kane in the cargo hold of a derelict alien ship on LV-426 in 2122. This initial stage of the xenomorph is roughly 1 meter in height, ovoid, and leathery, with 4 petal-like lips at the top. Like a reptile egg, the leathery shell requires a moist environment to replenish albumin and external heat to develop properly. Resonance images taken aboard the USM Auriga showed an internal structure much like a reptile's egg, an amniotic cavity, a yolk, and a sac to support life. Albumin to supply hydration and shock absorption. Besides remarking on the humid heat of the cargo hold, Officer Kane also described a kind of field surrounding the eggs, consisting of directed lights and mist. It has been theorized that the eggs were in a kind of stasis field, dormant until triggered by a host large enough to accommodate an embryo. Uploads from Executive Officer Kane's suit show that the eggs were at least partly translucent. He described the movement of organic life within. The Nostromo's away team did no carbon dating, so longevity speculations are questionable. However, the team noted that the alien ship seemed to have crashed or set down decades or possibly centuries before, and at least one of the eggs was still active in 2179 when an LV-426 colonist was implanted. Uploaded images from the atmospheric processor on LV-426 show a number of eggs in the fluids chamber. Reads from the investigating wing's equipment recorded a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and 82% humidity. Aboard the USM Auriga, the newly laid eggs differed slightly from those in previously recorded data, presumably because the brood were genetically altered. Hard data eggs should be considered viable and dangerous. Immediate placement in stasis is highly recommended. Inside the egg, the pale, spider-like facehugger is formed. It serves as a delivery system for the xenomorph embryo in the complex process known as oviposition. Successful oviposition requires not only finding the right type of host, but also evading the host's natural defense mechanisms. The facehugger has 8 tri-jointed digits and a long prehensile tail in order to attach to its host. The ovipositor, or fleshy tube through which the creature implants a host, is located anteriorly. Filtering sacs on either side of its body ensure the environmental control over the host once the facehugger is engaged. The organism's purpose is singular, to impregnate, but to do so the creature must attach itself to an appropriate host and keep the host viable long enough for the second stage xenomorph to develop. Aboard the Nostromo, artificial person and science officer Ash noted that the facehugger that attacked Executive Officer Kane fed him a cyanose-based paralytic substance and chemically suppressed his immune system in order to implant the parasite's embryo. The creature also filtered the toxic atmosphere of LV-426 to provide oxygen to Kane. Ash believed the organism was able to determine and mimic the host's atmospheric needs in order to keep him alive. However, there is no corroborating evidence, as Kane's implantation is the only recorded instance of the host being attained in a toxic environment. The colonist medtechs at Hadley's Hope also noted the paralytic chemical effect of the host and discovered this immunosuppressive substance released by the facehugger is related to an azathioprine. The colonist's first recorded attempt to remove the facehugger from the implantation process resulted in the death of the host, although implantation was prevented and the facehugger survived. Several facehuggers were captured by the colonists in LV-426 prior to embryonic delivery. Anecdotal reports suggest that the facehugger can survive for at least 120 hours outside the eggs without implanting. Based on the containment timestamps of Hadley's Hope's recorded testimony, the USCM captain D. Brackett. Unsubstantiated reports from the Auriga tell us that no longevity tests were performed. Facehuggers are not self-sustaining organisms. Upon completing their single purpose, implantation of the xenomorph embryo, they expire. While the xenomorph egg apparently requires a warm and moist environment to incubate, facehuggers seem to thrive in a variety of atmospheric and environmental conditions. Though small, the facehugger is exceptionally strong. Quick and tenacious, it is able to overwhelm and impregnate an adult human on its own. After delivery of the necrotrophic embryo, the facehugger stays attached to the host until implantation is secure. Times range from 20 minutes to 16 hours. It is unknown how the facehugger receives the signal to disengage from the host, although scant evidence implies a recombinant plasmid chemical pulse. Its summiparous purpose fulfilled, the facehugger then crawls away to die. The host often wakes shortly thereafter and does not appear to be aware of the implantation. After effects noted include a sore throat and a slight temperature. All reported variations of facehuggers are capable of expelling acid. The creature encountered by the crew of the Nostromo melted through Kane's face shield in seconds to gain access to a suitable orifice. Aboard the USS Sulaco, a facehugger carrying a queen embryo similarly assessed Ellen Ripley's hypersleep chamber. Records from Hadley's Hope suggest that initial attempts to contain the facehuggers failed, resulting in several deaths. The LV-426 colonists finally enclosed the specimens in an alkaloid nacrolite water bath, which apparently rendered their acid ineffective. Containers were also made of Weyland-Yutani med-grade tempered glass. Science Officer Ash was the first to suggest that the xenomorph XX121's blood is fluorine-based. When the AP attempted to remove the facehugger from Kane, the organism bled a highly caustic compound that subsequently ate through 2 full decks of the Nostromo. At Hadley's Hope, an undetermined number of colonists were burned or killed in attempts to remove implanting facehuggers. All stages of xenomorph XX121 exhibit this biology.
Crazy.
The nymph stage of the xenomorph grows inside a host body. Current and best theories suggest that the embryo borrows from the host genome even as it is being implanted, incorporating the host genetic material into its own makeup. Combined with the immunosuppressive chemicals released by the facehugger, this further protects the organism from the host's natural defenses. In a matter of hours, the creature has directly absorbed the nutrients it will need to kickstart its accelerated growth. The growth period inside the host ranges from 4 to 20 hours, depending on the xenomorph type being carried. Evidence suggests that gestation time also varies not only by host type, but by individual hosts. Metabolism and environment both appear to be influencing factors as well. As it grows from embryo to nymph, the organism begins to take on the traits of its host while maintaining its own genetic intent. Its skin is pale also the long eyeless skull, the rudimentary extremities, and the development of the muscular tail. There are no scans available for this stage of the quadruped variant recorded at Fiorina 161, and no further documented tests have been carried out with non-human hosts. Reports and captures from Fiorina 161 suggest the physiology of the host strongly affects any hatching xenomorph. We believe this is because the XX121 embryo employs a gene targeting to introduce point mutations, borrow from and adding to the host's DNA to restructure its own. Considering the ease with which the chestburster earned its name, it has been theorized that the implant releases an enzyme to soften the bone and tissue that surround it, but chem panels taken from colonists on LV-426 are inconclusive. Data from DSM Riga is incomplete. When the necrotrophic nymph is strong enough, it begins to bite its way out, simultaneously recoiling and flexing its tail. The host invariably dies from massive traumatic shock and hemorrhage. The chestburster automatically seeks isolation. Observations aboard the Auriga confirm that within seconds of breaking free of its host, the organism searches for an uninhabited space in which to develop unmolested.
Unmolested. Not on my watch.
The xenomorph matures rapidly, reaching its adult size within hours. From Ellen Ripley's deposition in 2179, it got big, fast. It shed its skin like a snake. We thought it would still be the same size as it was when it hatched from Cain, but it grew. Found one of its skins while we were searching. Please note there were no records on the growth process from Hadley's Hope. From the serpent-like creature that erupted from Cain's chest, until Ripley forcibly ejected it from the shuttle Narcissus, the xenomorph grew considerably. Ripley described the final, presumed adult stage she witnessed. It was giant, over 2 meters tall, humanoid in form but with a long, segmented tail. There were these skeletal ridges extending off its back, like spines or maybe pipes. Its skin was hard, black, and shiny, like a beetle's shell, and it looked organic, but mechanical too. It had claws. The head was elongated, eyeless, and it had 2 sets of jaws, one inside the other. Its teeth, they were like stainless steel. Drones and the queen are capable of secreting a substance not unlike the webbing of a spider, or tenacious silk that hardens upon drying. Images of hosts encased or partially encased in resin from LV-426 show that, like spider silk, carbon resin is relatively elastic but with exceptional strength. Hadley's Hope's hive's walls were literally dripping with this resin. It seems likely that the xenomorphs were adapting the environment to better accommodate the hive, but data from the Auriga suggests that territorial marking may also have been at play. The adult xenomorph excretes copious amounts of a saliva-like substance, which we believe to be the source of the resinous webbing creatures use to build their hives. The scientists are eager to acquire a sample of this unusual material in order to study its specific chemical properties. This exoskeletal structure is unique for a land-based organism the size of the adult xenomorph. To support the weight, the exoskeleton is extremely dense, having the creature management defenses. The drones appear to communicate with one another through animalistic hissing and screeching, although pheromonal and telepathic communications have not been ruled out. Exact figures have not been attained, but the adult xenomorph is estimated to have a bite strength of approximately 6,000 pounds per square inch. When injured or damaged, the xenomorph bleeds acid. How the organism's blood works exactly was slated to be tested aboard the Auriga. Even if the scientists had survived to document results, however, the data would have been suspect, as the Queen alien's purity was corrupted by human DNA. Regardless, it is clear that specific measures need to be taken to avoid injuring the xenomorph at close range. Several colonists and marines were splashed by xenomorph blood on LV-426 and were extensively burned. The xenomorph aboard the Auriga was sacrificed by its own counterparts so that its acidic blood would augment escape from their captives. The need for this action may have been imparted by the Queen, who was confirmed elsewhere in the vessel. The drone made no clear attempt to protect itself, supporting the theory that, like some insects, the xenomorph's instinct to serve the hive is greater than its instinct for individual survival. Obviously, specimens at any stage will need to be contained in a carefully prepared environment. The adult xenomorph, encountered by Ellen Ripley in 2122, aggressively searched for hosts. It used the ventilation system to move about and attack the crew one or two at a time. When the Nostromo was set to self-destruct, the creature hid itself in an escape shuttle. Clearly, the specimen displayed tactical intelligence and a strong survival instinct. Some theorize that there are more variations in xenomorph than we currently know. Worker, attendant, soldier, drone. It seems likely that each xenomorph cast has adapted to its specific role.
Xenomorphs be
Notably,
low-key be
slightly
more
smaller
intelligent than
than
like
drone
the
xenomorph
average nigger.
2179. It is postulated that, for the Queen to lead them, the drones needed less intellectual capacity than the xenomorphs of the Nostromo. As with hive or nest insects, the xenomorph's primary instinct is to protect the queen and her brood. If the hive or queen is threatened, the xenomorph will willingly engage in confrontation where it has no chance of survival. It is also possible that in the absence of a queen, a single drone or worker can transform into an egg producer, although we only have anecdotal evidence to support this theory. If true, this indicates a certain level of intelligence that would not normally be associated with a so-called drone. The individual xenomorph would have to complete a complicated series of tasks to create a safe and suitable hive and to find and capture hosts. Granted, all of these behaviors may be instinctual, but on the Nostromo, the lone xenomorph adapted quickly to extreme variables with clear problem-solving skills. On LV-426, the attacking drones apparently cut the power to the facility in which the Marines were entrenched. While it is possible that this was under the Queen's direction, we should not assume that the drones lack intelligence. At Purina 161, the single xenomorph did not exhibit the same skills. The specimen was distracted from its attacks and easily lured into a series of traps. We therefore theorize that the fact that its host was a four-legged animal, a dog or possibly a herd animal, influenced the creature's intelligence. Alternatively, it is possible that the presence of a gestating queen made the need for problem-solving and intelligence unnecessary. This would suggest that through an as-yet unknown trigger, or a series of triggers, the appropriate cast is chosen through environmental cues. The apex of xenomorph evolution, the queen, has been shown to be stronger, smarter, and more vicious than the drones under her rule. The queen stands between 4 and 5 meters tall and bears a crescent crown measuring nearly 2 meters wide at the top. Like the drone, she has a second inner set of jaws and a muscular barbed tail used for defense. The queen also has a secondary pair of thoracic limbs. The xenomorph queen is much larger than the drones and exhibits exceptional strength. Attendant workers assist the grabber queen, as her movements are limited by her connection to a reproductive system, an external oviduct and ovipositor. The benefits of this external system are obvious, as the queen can willfully disengage from the system as needed. The queen sits atop a massive external egg sac that she can detach at will. The purpose of these protrusions extending from the queen's back may be to provide counterbalance when she is engaged in egg production. It is unknown whether she forms them herself or if they are furnished by her drones. It is not clear how a queen is created. It has been postulated that the xenomorph species is engineered so that, in absence of a queen, but in presence of multiple hosts, one or more of the eggs will develop a queen embryo. This hope may have generated several queens. This would imply that all eggs contain queen genetic code, which can be triggered under certain conditions. Or alternately, that the drone xenomorph is capable of becoming a queen. Data supports obligate parthenogenesis, that is, that the xenomorph reproduces exclusively through asexual means. But until adult specimens of XX121 can be properly studied, it is impossible to further classify the full means or method of reproduction. Parallels have been drawn between the xenomorph and a number of species, including wasps, spiders, ants, termites, lizards, and frogs. In fact, xenomorph XX121 reflects traits of all these organisms. Tarantula hawk wasps lay their eggs inside a living, paralyzed host. Spiders create their own materials to trap living prey. Ants and termites are eusocial. Their hives or nests based upon a specialized caste system with the reproductive queen at the center of colony activity. And many reptiles, frogs, are capable of asexual reproduction. The xenomorph, however, is unique to biology, and the queen is the apex to that singularity. The queen is the nexus for life, like the xenomorph hive. Without her, the hive cannot survive, nor does it have any purpose. Intelligence is clearly indicated. Obviously, the queen communicates with her workers. How that communication occurs is subject for debate. Pheromonal imperatives are a strong possibility, although the human-alien hybrid clone aboard the Auriga averred that there is a strong hive-mind connection. Certainly, we cannot discount telepathic ability. However, until given the opportunity to study a living hive, our understanding of the queen's capabilities remain theoretical. Understanding the value of the xenomorph is vital, but to fully comprehend the importance of its connection to the company, it behooves every executive to remember our roots. The name Weyland-Yutani is synonymous with innovation. investigation in progress. Our commitment to studying the alien is based not only on financial gain, but upon maintaining the reputation that the company has earned through its unerring dedication to the advancement of humanity.
What the fuck are you gonna do today, bro? You have to, I don't know, go to work or something? You have to go to work today, bro? I've watched this hundreds of times. Truly one of, if not, the best work of art that has ever been produced in this mortal coil. I don't fucking know, bro. I was asking you. You say we're getting ready for the day. What the fuck are you getting ready for then?
I am alone, only for my kind. I am
Who the fuck comes randomly? But no one comes by. Bro, like, fuck do you mean? Oh yeah. Holy fuck. Bro, like, no offense, but like your mom knows that condoms and shit are a thing, right? Cause holy fuck. Dude, and I don't even have like, bro, they couldn't even give me a fucking father, bro, like, and bro, I swear. Black men be doing the fucking most, bro. I swear, it's so crazy. Nah, I'm gonna be for real, bro. Like, I'm sure she's a great mother to her ability, but what the fuck? Like, you, like, buddy, come on, like, be for real, like, be for real with yourself. Like, oh my god. Shotty got 6 baby daddies. It's interesting. Joke. Alright. That's not much better, bro. That's the thing. Dude, I didn't even have fucking one.
Such a very long time ago. This begs the question. What have we done? 100,000 BC. Stone tools.
Yeah, I'm gonna be for real.
The weir.
Yeah.
Sundial. 9th century AD. Gunpowder. The game changer. 1441. The printing press. Only slightly less impactful. 19th century.
Bro, fucking hell.
Railway.
I
Eureka.
posted like a hiring,
20th
like a job hiring offer, or like a you know what I mean, type shit,
Internet. 21st
on fucking like some developers Reddit,
M theory, and that was just the first decade.
cause like, you know, I need like a few more. Bro, within like an hour, I have 13 fucking messages. Like,
And this
bro.
we are on the verge of terraforming planets undiscovered just a decade ago.
I love when they like send me,
Chain of events.
bro, like I love when they send me like their LinkedIn, and I don't have LinkedIn. It's like, I don't know what that means, bro.
Cybernetic individuals who just
Like, I don't have LinkedIn.
completely indistinguishable from us.
What the fuck, like,
Which leads to an obvious conclusion.
more like, bro, LinkedIn, they're fucking clocked in. The thing is, dude, like, it's like, you kind of need to do LinkedIn if you want to make it far, in most cases. But it's like,
We wield incredible power. Power to transform.
in the start, like, I was too broke to be on LinkedIn,
The question, of course,
and like now I'm too rich to be on LinkedIn. As in, like, I'm not looking for, you know, like, it's I skipped the corporate ladder.
is nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Restrictions, laws, ethical guidelines
Why do you think I'm coding right now, bro?
forbidding us from moving forward. But where was the ethics during the Arabian conflicts? Why are rules preventing us from feeding impoverished cultures? How is there a law that states if we build a man from wires and metal, a man who will never grow old, who will never feel the heat of a star or the cold of the
Bro, AI is so fucking dumb, bro. I swear. I only like make it do like incredibly stupid things, and it takes like 20 seconds to like cut 12 characters off a string, bro. It works in like JavaScript or like fucking Python or you know anything that like grifters use, but bro, you can forget using it in like anything that is like remotely hardcore. HI is not real, bro. It's HEI is the biggest VC farm on the fucking planet, I swear. They've pulled it off though. 500 billion from what, like fucking what was it? 500 billion or 500 million? I think it was 500 billion. 500 billion from the US government. For what? So that like let me let you in on a little secret. This is an open router, right? It's like a website for API usage where you pretty much have one API, and you have like you could just pick a model, right? And like there's just pricing per model, obviously, but like you can use all the models pretty much over the same API. So everyone uses this, right? If you use open or like AI in some form, right? Because like they and you can see the rankings. So you can see like in what categories like there's such a big volume in tokens that were here today. What are they? 28th of June. No, whatever. 28th of June. There was a total of 3.3 trillion tokens that people purchased through this platform, which is like one token is usually like 20 cents to 80 cents. So it's pretty much the entire world uses this to use OpenAI, and you know because you can use Gemini, OpenAI, DeepSeek, fucking whatever, yeah. And you can see OpenAI is drowning. They have 10% market share. 10%. They're getting fucking choke fucked by Google, because you can't compete with Google, and Anthropic. Then this is an open source Facebook model. Categories. This is so sad, like, bro. Programming, role play. And then you go look, top apps. Kilocode, RuCode, Silly Tavern. Then here, Chub AI, Hammer AI, Crush AI. Bro, these are all dude, I was scared that I was gonna get banned for a second. But these are all like AI girlfriend thingies, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not educated on the thing. It's just like AI, like you can make characters, you know, you can talk with them. Bro, that isn't like here. This one, this one, this one, this one. Here, chat with multiple blah blah. Roleplay. Here, this one. I don't think I don't know what that is. Cool website. Goose, GDevelop, Shapes.inc. Fine. So it's like, if you look at the token usage, right, of this month, – . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . there's I think this is also Silly Tavern is also like I think it's also like a roleplay thing. So it tells you 90 billion plus 50 billion is what's called this 140 plus 190 plus this one is 210. Here, build your own 230. AI character chat again. 260. Here again. 290. I don't know what linked is. Garbage. Forge, I don't know what that is either. But the point I'm trying to make is that like 40%, 35% of the AI usage is niggas using it for like roleplay and shit like that, and characters and pretty much glorified porn. You're telling me that's worth 500 billion? Or yeah, get the fuck out of here. You think Sam AI or Sam Altman doesn't know that AI is mainly used for this? Like, it's just like some coders and the rest, like it's just some coding agent and the rest is just porn, glorified porn. That's all it is. Why would you want to put 500 billion into that? Answer is you don't. It's a VC farm. He's just using it to fucking harvest money from the fucking the U.S. government out of all fucking entities. No, that's no. Because the thing is, right, you have to realize your argument is like all the current AI models, they run like they're LLMs, right? They're large language models, right? And obviously they went up for a while, right? Until like ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. This one was like massive. You know, this was when like the general public started like adopting AI in their like schoolwork and shit like that. And then, you know, like normal people started getting like hearing of it. Right? So this was 3.5, then GPT-4 was also a huge jump, but like for the last year we've been plateauing, right? And it's just like you get to a point where you have to put in so much energy or so much money to get marginally less output in terms of performance improvement, that at some point it will get so disproportionately unviable that like inherently that tells you that it's flawed. You know what I mean? Because fuck, extract tables of data. That's a cool website. I don't understand it though. But yeah, if you look at the LLM scoreboard leaderboards, right, where they like grade all the models on like shit like the Turing test or the fucking like some famous math tests, you know, everything pretty much. And sure, like it can beat like all fucking students, but it's not really fucking hard if you would train them like all the info. I like this website. Um, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, so I guess this is this actually a very cool chart. You see here we had GPT 3.5, right? Was huge, right? Fucking, that was like a game changer for what we had, relatively speaking, because we had nothing. Then Gemini 1.5 Pro, really good. Claude, dominated for a bit. O1 Preview, O1 Pro. Now, the thing is, you can look at the OpenAI GPT like prices for the API, right, per model. So if you look, if you look here at GPT 3.5, you can still fucking find it on here. They probably pruned it by now. No, it should still be there somewhere. Ah, here. 3.5 here. It's 50 cents input, $150 output per million tokens, so it's like roughly 75 cents per million tokens, right? So just take that as your benchmark, 75 cents. Then you go to GPT-4, right? GPT-4 is 30 euros or $30 per benchmark. So, or per million tokens here. So that means the difference between these is, well, you have GPT-4 Turbo here, which is 10 euros, but so like, let's say it's like 25 euros, $25 then. So you go from 75 cents on GPT 3.5, then you go to like an average of 25 USD on GPT-4, which means you made like a 40x increase in costs, but the amount that it increased relatively, it scored 30 before, and GPT-4 scored 36. So, you know, that means that it made roughly like a 15%, 18% ish gain. So they spent 50x or like 30x to make 20% gain in progression. Now, OpenAI hadn't really released a peak model for a while. Then you had O1 Preview, which delivered 73.3, which is by now that is like 1.3 times GPT 3.5 Turbo plus the original. So it's like slow ground. So it's like a 130% increase. If you go to the pricing, right, GPT-01 preview, see if I can fucking find it. Oh, here. So this one is fucking 60 output tokens and 15 input tokens. So that's like $40 ish, right? If you assume that you put in as much as you get out. Obviously you won't, it'll average out a little bit, but it's just easier for the math. Oh, my fucking Discord crashed. Nice, I love that. Yeah, so 40 USD for GPT-01 preview. As the storage fucking cancer thing. For like 130% increase. But from the original, like, it is 130% better compared to the original 3.5, which was 75 cents. So they're paying 80 times more for 1.3 times more results in quality measurements. Now here, 01 Pro, right? It was only 6 points higher. So that's roughly 8.3%, I think. 01 Pro. And look at this. Look at this pricing. It's 8% better. 8% better. Nigga, all of that is that's not real, bro. Bro, like, but if you take the average from $150 and $600, that's like what, like fucking $370, $400 ish, $350, whatever the fuck. Now you are at a 700 times for 8% better results than its predecessor, and you're only at like 160% from the original 3.5 model. So you see how it's like an inverse logarithmic scale. At some point it becomes at some point there's like, it's just like a money pit. But they know that. They're not fucking stupid. But, you know, they can siphon investor money and shit like that, or funding from the government. So yeah, it's the more you know, bro. It yeah, because like, if you, let me actually get that GPT to make a chart for me, bro. Make a logarithmic scale of pricing on the, I think it's an inverse logarithmic scale. Pricing on the y-axis and costs on let me make it decide where it wants to put it. Scale of pricing versus percentage gained in quality. Case A is 75 cents. Score of 36. Case B, what the fuck do we say? It's like 25. Yeah, 25 USD. Score of these dudes. Case C 350 USD score of Blät. Case A bro, it's like I think I need to clock my CPU down even more. Let me fucking put it in a fucking TXT file, bro. I don't know if you can fucking hear me if the fucking OBS thing didn't crash. Oh, type shit. Plot a logarithmic function or chart that includes a future projection of n plus 4 and plus 8. Underline how sustaining possible starts to become unviable for the percentage quality gains. So like it'll cure you from the idea that you could just keep training it, because it's not how it works. They know that, and if you look at the data, then you'll be that makes sense. Make a logarithmic projection only after the observed cases on n is 1, and after that assume the same function. Like I like ChatGPT for you know, I could just send it in like a big like log file or something, you know, or like a huge JSON file, like whatever, like is this in here or am I missing this or whatever. It's good for that. Or fixing like simple code shit. That's like boilerplate stuff. As in like no, it doesn't cook code, but I mean like um simple stuff that is like kind of like duplicate, I guess, like redundant to write, like it's too retarded to even do fucking like. Because the worst of all is like they train the models to be better at these specific things that the leaderboards test for. It's like studying for a test, you know? That's kind of how it works. Studying on the test while not having retained fucking anything, and you're still a fucking moron, but you know the test, those exact questions. That's kind of the same thing. What happens with that? So, like, it's even worse than what it's portrayed to be. Yeah, that's not accurate at all. Look at the percentual gain between each score and then the gain in costs and plot the inverse non-parabolic relation of them onto a function. Suka. I just lie on my age whatever day. I don't. I really don't. Like, I don't know how old you are, and I don't really care to know. I didn't even celebrate my own birthday, bro. Functions Luca. Yeah, well, it. I don't think it understand. I feel like it's getting dumber, bro. Like, it can't even. I've asked it 5 times to plot a chart. Shut the fuck up, bro. Or else what? I don't celebrate my birthday. full grown ass man celebrating his birthday. Get a grip. Niggas be poor and they're celebrating their birthday. What's there to celebrate? Poverty again? Again? Wow. What's new? Nice super base. Live by the blade, die by the blade, my friend.
A gift that he stole from the gods, who were terrified of what we might do with
It is, you know, that's how it is though, at the end of the day.
And Prometheus was caught and brought to justice for his theft. The gods, you might say, reacted. The poor man was tied to a rock as an eagle ripped through his belly and ate his liver over and over, day after day. That is all because he gave us fire. Our first true piece of technology. Fire. Such a very long time ago. Which begs the question. What have we done with it? 100,000 BC, stone tools. 4,000 BC, the wheel. 800 BC, sundial. 9th century AD, gunpowder. The game changer. 1441, print press. Only slightly less practical. 19th century, steam engine. Railway. Eureka, the light bulb. 20th century.
I don't know why the fuck this API is giving me a hard time.
Spacecraft, internet. 21st century. Biotech, nanotech, fusion and fission and M theory. And that was just the first decade. We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023. At this moment in our civilization, we are on the verge of terraforming planets undiscovered just a decade ago. We have identified the genetic chain of events behind 98% of cancers. A chain we have broken, effectively curing them. We can create cybernetic individuals who, in just a few short years, will be completely indistinguishable from us. Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are the gods now. I haven't been struck down. I'll take that to mean I'm right. We wield incredible power. The power to transform, to destroy, and to create again. The question, of course, before us is what the hell are we supposed to do with this power? Or more importantly, one should ask, what are we allowed to do with this power? The answer to that, my friends, is nothing. Rules, restrictions, laws, ethical guidelines, all but forbidding us from moving forwards. Well, where were the ethics during the Arabian conflicts? Why are rules preventing us from feeding impoverished cultures? How is there a law that states if we build a man from wires and metal, a man who will never grow old, who will never feel the heat of a star or the cold of the moon, how is the creation of such an incredible individual considered unnatural? The answer to all these questions is simple. These rules exist because the people who created them were afraid of what would happen if they didn't. Well, I am not afraid. For those of you who know me, you will be aware by now that my ambition is unlimited. You know that I will settle for nothing short of greatness, or I will die trying. Those of you who do not quit, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Peter Wayne. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to change the world.
No. You feel you are ready.
This is the Dark Lord's life sphere. He'll take physical form if you do this.
No. I don't live in. I don't know where you think I live, bro. I don't live in the fucking hood, bro. Do we have this thing called doorbells, bro? You're gonna go crazy when you find out about that. And hear this, fucking bro. They also make like smoke alarms that don't beep. Yeah, fucking crazy, bro. Beep. Yeah, dude, like that shit's so crazy. I've seen it in a few like videos of niggers actually. Like I've begun paying attention. I'm like, damn, guys, fucking idiots. What's my fucking Sulga? I'm wearing Nord or AirPods Max, the noise cancelling. I can't hear anything. Nah, bro, they're too scared to show their face here, bro. They tell tales of me in hell. No blood can be spoiled. This holy place. Please. I'm actually gonna buy a new PC. Actually, I don't know how I would do that. I just need to fix it. That's the problem. Because it's like I can't really buy a better PC. That's the problem. I think I just need to clock my CPU down even lower. Who's you? Oh. So the access group that is getting generated for the company binder to the user, and ultimately the company member is not getting passed properly, and it is generating one on its own discretion, and thus the access group that is in the access group data is mismatched. That makes a lot of sense. Oopsie. So now I should be able to run this again. On the access group ID in the company members row should match to that to the company member, which is like the an access group is like it like binds to. I'd write both. A nigger and bro, like actually I wouldn't want to. Yeah, who cares, bro? I'll say it in real life, but like, who cares if I say nigger, bro, or fucking whatever? Well, I'm gonna get some fucking black grifter comments and hey, you can't say that. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Oh yeah, but it like I fucking know, bro. What the fuck are you even gonna do? You gonna sue me? Buddy, they don't take stray cats in at the fucking lawyer's office. I doubt you'll even get a fucking subpoena going, bro, or fucking anything. I don't even think you'll get an appointment, but go ahead. You bring conflict to this realm.
You bring violence and war to thwarts of the Dark Realm. But conflict was born in hell. It is inevitable. A fire that fuels creation and gives purpose where there is none. Stand and fight, Slayer. Honor your true God. Fight and show me your purpose. For too long have I been imprisoned by my own creations. You will not stop my vengeance, nor the one who betrayed me.
Tell him it is true. When he fell, I ascended. Nah, bro, I don't think about what you do.
Lie to you, Slayer.
I don't even think about what you do all day. I don't know, like, come on.
Perfect. If not for the treachery of my servants, they sealed away
You should just put it like,
my power and name.
bro, I've seen some procedures going, not even procedures, like some things where they just deniggerfied themselves. Like fucking, that shit seems to be pretty fucking good these days. I don't know, I saw some picture of some hoe, she was black before, and she was a white girl now, and you could barely tell the difference. Do you have nothing to say to your creator before you strike him down?
Strike him down. By his hand, all things were made. Even you.
Oh God.
It's a big dragon, bro.
We're getting out of here. Military launched a weapon. It's gonna kill them both.
Well, that's not the worst idea.
Ten, nine, eight, seven. Three,
love all of them.
You're cotton picking next.
She's low-key a nigger herself, that's the problem. She's not even like purebred white. She's like really like on the edge of being like kinda white. Like, don't say that, you vile, filthy fucking creature, bro. Hitler would have had you executed at the spot for being impure, for being an abomination and truly a atrocity to the gene pool. You were the product of impure mixing, interracial mixing. You can say fucking nigger, but at the end of the day, it might not be a lot, but there's still a good bit of nigger blood in your blood. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, you can only say that if you're like immensely white, like Snow White, you know. But you know, don't make snow with dirt, bro. That's so wide, bro. Being a half breed and then being racist. You're not even racist, bro. You're just like, what the fuck? Hello, shawty. The tiara is a bit much, and the fake fucking rose. And she doesn't have blue eyes. It's like a demon. It's looking at you, bro. Look at those fucking eyes. Notice something? Well, no, you don't. Because there's no fucking reflection. Like, I'm good, bro. I am good. Ah, bro. I just, not for me, bro. I only want pretty girls. Hey, привет.
Привет, как дела?